Lordy, lordy, look who's 40.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
Lordy, lordy, look who's turning 40-40.
You know, Frankie, I was like saying how our fans get us things that they almost know us better than our family.
Yeah.
But this time, I guess because I'm 40, they decided to get me some bangers, as they say. So we're going to start off with the biggest banger, of course, is Earthbound. I finally have a card of my own. Famously, in my top 10 SNES list, I owned all the games except for Earthbound.
How did you acquire that Earthbound?
My parents gave it to me.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's sweet.
Like I'm a baby boy at 40.
I mean, I've seen those go for $350 on eBay.
You know, you're only 41, so you can get things that you actually want.
And you streamed with it, right? You actually played that cartridge right there.
Yeah, I played that cartridge on Sunday. I actually had pretty good turnout. It was like almost 400 views right now.
Wow.
And I also put a call to action on both channels, and that got me almost up to 500. Right at this recording, I'm 16 subscribers away from 500, which means I'll be monetized. So if you are not subscribed yet to EJ Streams, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, which I think is going to happen.
Why did I think that it was 1,000 for monetization?
Well, there's partial monetization at 500, and then there's another.
But 500 is the first milestone of like it's a real channel.
Yeah, and then you get the baseline monetization, and then you get other monetization at 1,000. I forget exactly which ones.
I wonder what percentage of YouTube channels are below 500.
Probably most of them.
99.9.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah. I would assume most of them. But it was fun. It was a really fun stream. Like Earthbound's such a fun game to stream because it's a funny game. There's a lot of things to comment on. It basically has inspired most of the indie games you see on like Steam. So it's just a very formative game, both for myself and for video gaming history and video gaming indie games. So it's just there's a lot of material to work with when you're streaming it.
Now and again, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll pop out my EverDrives and pop in some of my original cartridges that I have. And I ended up regretting it because inevitably, you know, there's some issue with the game powering on or whatever. So I've kind of like resigned myself to like the EverDrive stay put. Everything's perfect. It's always playing nicely. Like, don't.
Well, that's the thing. I have a Final Fantasy 3-6 cart, and the battery save doesn't work all the time. Even if you change out the battery, like the battery save will just randomly delete. So I've been playing off my EverDrive because a memory card is more reliable than that battery save. Right. So, and also this Earthbound, I think, also needs a new battery. So I don't know how long the save will last on that one. But so far, so good. It's still been on there. But
does it feel like a milestone in your life? Like, I have an Earthbound.
Well, like I said, it was my top 10. Those are the games most important to me. I feel like I needed to have it.
Yeah,
like
I get
it. It's just like a relic I needed to have. Other than that, I don't feel like I need much. Like, I'm not one of those people who's like, I need a whole collection of something or what rather. But there are certain games that are important to me that I want to have, and that's one of them.
We don't go to each other's houses all that often, but I came to yours for the first time ever.
Yeah.
For your get together, we cooked out, we kicked back, we had a really nice time. Lots of kids running around. You got a lot of nephews and nieces, a whole mess of nephews and nieces. Gloria was there, and your boys were there. It was everything was awesome. And but I was eager to. And you brought out the Costco mac and cheese, which apparently I tried many years ago on Box Mac. We in retrospect, that was like when I had pneumonia, and I probably had COVID, but it was before COVID had been like announced to the public. And I'm standing there going like, I don't know, I don't taste anything.
It's a pretty solid baked mac.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
It's not very salty, like in the slightest. I'm pretty unimpressed by it.
Really?
So now I finally had it, with a clear nose and a clear conscience, and it was really good actually. And you made ribs, just regular old ribs, not ribs in a can, not ribs on a roof, just ribs.
No, yeah, I didn't put it in like a trash can and lit it on fire with some poop. No, I didn't do any of that.
I'm going to make ribs in a potato chip bag because I'm potato chip, filthy boy.
That's me. Those are my jokes.
But anyway, when I got there, I was kind of eager to hang out where you are right now. I was like, show me the basement, show me the cool stuff. Do you want to say what happened next?
Oh, it just like my wife, like, because we were cleaning for the party, she like hid a bunch of stuff like on the staircase and like in front of like all of my arcades and stuff. And so it's like she was like, please don't bring anyone down in the basement. There's trash. I put trash down there, and I was like, but Frankie's probably gonna. I even said that, like, Frankie's probably gonna want to go down there, and she's like, please don't do that. Anyway, I brought you down there.
Yeah, after everybody was fed and they're toasting marshmallows.
They're
like,
talking to each other. They're very occupied. I was like, Frankie, come on over.
Hey, come on, let's go. And he kept muttering to me, "You didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing in this basement." But it was fun. I mean, you have a nice little spot right there. It doesn't need to be clean as long as you're sitting in that particular little command center.
The camera is because as soon as you turn the camera, it's very much a murder basement. It's got like exposed beams and pipes. And,
I don't think I had enough appreciation for I mean, I knew you had accumulated screens. There's a lot of screens. It was because there are ones that are not.
See all of them.
Yeah, there's ones that are not always in frame. There's that JVC, for instance. That's like kind of the centerpiece of that table, and it's not really, it's not viewable.
Yeah, it's what I stream off of most. I have the PVM here, which I also stream off of. I have the Panasonic. It's the sister screen to yours. It's a 20-inch. It's got a built-in DVD player, but it doesn't have the VHS. Speaking of DVDs, I actually, for that TV, because it's actually kind of nice, I kind of copied you, and when I went to Walmart, I got the Pokemon Indigo League.
How could you resist?
Because I saw it, and I thought of you, how you got it, and I was like, I want it too, so I bought it.
Yeah, I don't think we ever talked about it on the podcast. It was, the thing about Walmart is, I'm sure in the next year or two, you won't see any DVDs. In fact, I think we're getting there. Like when I go to Walmart, I'm seeing fewer and fewer. But for the past couple of years, Walmart would carry these giant box sets that had never existed in the past. Like, cause in the heyday of DVD, I was collecting DVD studiously. If a new series that Family Matters came out, I'd grab it. And and they'd release it one season at a time, and I'd be missing seasons and stuff. Now Walmart's is like, fuck it, full series, whether or not you ever had it. The white whale for me was Step by Step, the TGIF show, because I never was aware of that being on DVD, and I just saw it like, hey, there's the whole series one day. So there's that. There was like a big for Gloria, like 12 Barbie movies, uncanny CG Barbie movies, and then Indigo League, which she's been really into Pokemon, off and on actually for the last couple of years. And
oh yeah, when she came over for the party, she's like, you know what? I love Scarlet and Violet. She was trying to talk to me about Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, and I was like, I'm
told
busy
her
for it.
I said, do I have a guy for you? Yeah, she's 8. It's like she levels up. She can play a different kind of game than before. She can kind of move on from Minecraft because that Minecraft occupies her. That's cool. Have you watched any of it?
Yeah, it looks awesome, actually. Like, it looks really good. Like, especially on the standard definition 4x3. Like, it doesn't letterbox or anything. It just fills up the whole frame. I thought like this is the only season that I watched. Like, as soon as like this season was over, I kind of aged out of that kind of
era. Didn't like the story of Ash and Brock and what's her name? Mimsy?
Misty.
Mimsy.
Shut up, Mimsy.
Didn't that go on for like until very recently? Like 2 years ago they stopped?
It ended like 1 or 2 years ago, yeah. And like Ash won, he's like the champion now. But like it took like 500 years or whatever.
Like the ending of Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Like he sits on the Emperor's throne, fucking Ash.
Yeah, he's still 12 somehow, but he finished it. He did 30 years of life in 1 year.
It's interesting that gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all, yeah. Gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all, yeah. Like that rap and stuff, like all that shit is still very relevant to the culture. Like that,
yeah, or like that theme, that the original theme song is. I mean, it's showing up in like ICE,
Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. Yeah. It's like it's nuts.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
Yeah, it's classic. It's a classic series. And I think like the localization, like when they first started doing it, it was like a little more like weird and edgy, and they were trying to like appeal to Americans. So I think it's kind of more interesting. And then they started being like more faithful and kiddie and dull in later seasons.
It could be that young American audiences could like understood what anime was, because like when Pokemon came over here, for me it was Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and Pokemon were like, okay, this is what makes this different exactly. Oh, it's from Japan. Oh, it's like, I think they're the anime gateway drugs for millions.
Yeah.
And at that time, they were probably trying to mask that a little bit, and then as time went on, they didn't have to because Americans became interested in anime.
Yeah, and I think Nintendo started to like take over the localization more, so it's like it was more sanitized. But it's like it's a little like weirder and raw in these seasons, which I think is more interesting to me. Like
I remember, I was forcing myself to try to like it because the truth is I didn't. Like I couldn't really get into the game. I couldn't really get into the show. I was in 7th grade. I was chasing Poontang, EJ. I couldn't be bothered. I'd aged out of, Power Rangers by this point, obviously, many years at that point. But I remember trying to watch it, and I remember it was on Kids WB on Saturday mornings, and that was like Pokemon aside, that was just a great fucking lineup of cartoons. 'Cause you had,
absolutely.
Batman, of course,
legendary,
Animaniacs. The one that sticks out to me is Pinky and the Brain and Elmira.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Pinky and the Brain.
It was originally just Pinky and the Brain, and then they had that season we had with Elmira, which was confusing.
Yeah, of course, by that point, Pinky and the Brain had been on the air for years, and then they decided to do this like third character thing, which they originally parodied with Pinky and the Brain and Larry.
The Pinky and the Brain.
And Larry.
Yes, Pinky and the Brain.
And Larry.
One is a genius, the other's insane.
The other one's Larry.
And they had some like very interesting cartoons. They had Freakazoid. Yeah, Freakazoid was one of my favorites. And Earthworm Jim was a series. Mm-hmm. And like Earthworm Jim wasn't he played by Homer Simpson?
Yeah, Dan Castanella, yep.
Yeah. It was weird. That was probably the most interesting era of cartoons in my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of like a late stage, sort of like the way we remember like late stage SNES. For me, that era is like late stage Saturday morning cartoons.
WB yourself.
I have a few relics that I wanted to show too. Did you have others?
Yeah. Can I just finish my?
Yeah.
My kids picked out a record for me, and it is the Super Mario movie. Soundtrack, and actually, it's pretty cool. Like, I think this soundtrack is really good, and there's also like a lot of compositions on here that were removed in favor of needle drops, and that's pretty embarrassing actually because they're all fantastic. And I kind of wish that there was a version of the movie that like took out the needle drops and put these tracks in. That would be cool. I'd pay for that actually, and I hope. I mean, we'll get to it, but there was a Super Mario Galaxy movie announced, and I hope that they go all orchestrated soundtrack.
That reminds me, for some reason, of there was the movie Legend with Tim Curry, and there's famously, like every Ridley Scott movie, there's a director's cut and there's a theatrical cut, but there's a theatrical cut where all the music is from a pop band at the time called Tangerine Dream, and. The director's cut is like all original compositions and orchestrations and stuff. So we need to get away from the Tangerine Dream version.
The cool thing about these records is that this one's green, kind of for I guess Warp Pipes or Luigi. Ooh. And then the second one is red. It's red for I don't know Mario and Fire Flowers.
So then it's definitely just Mario and Luigi. Let's be real. Yeah, it's got to be. I love it. Is there a meaningful distinction between the two records? Like one is instrumentals, one is
no. It's just all the tracks. It's
side A, side B.
There's a lot of tracks. So, but the art is cool. You fold it out and it's got Bowser there.
Peaches. We've been watching the Goosebumps movies, the Jack Black ones. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
with the Mario brothers.
Plumbing.
Hooked on the brothers. We've been watching these Jack Black Goosebumps movies, both of which are good and good Halloween vibes and all that. But I was just thinking about how he shows up in the Minecraft movie and it's la 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 lava, chicken.
La 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 lava, chicken.
He shows up in Mario. It's peaches, peaches, peaches. It's always sarcastic music by Jack Black. There's even at the end of the Croods 2, which he was not in. There's a Tenacious D song, a Tenacious D cover of I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of? I'm afraid I'm not sure of. But Goosebumps, there is no like, it's the Goosebumps. There's nothing like
Why
this.
not?
Right?
Why not?
Definitely, if they did a third one, they'd absolutely have to.
But like, this is one of those situations where the kids got this mostly for themselves because they've been listening to this record. Like,
Oh, really? That's cute.
nonstop. Yeah. My wife got me a record too. It got me the National Boxer, which is a legendary album.
And you mentioned them just recently when we were talking about Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to this podcast, so she just
Incredible.
knew this about me, and so my family's okay. They can get me gifts too.
Absolutely. No, I thought it was a great. I was like, what a based bunch of people these are. I could hang out with these people for sure.
No, it was really great. Hanging out with you, like, and we weren't like recording anything. It was weird. I don't know.
We're just eating and laughing and chatting. It was a nice old time.
I bet you didn't like expect to have an in-depth like AI conversation with Andre, but
Yeah, your Croatian father-in-law who smoked the lamb with you. He and I talked for like an hour about AI. It was great. I mean, he was hanging off my every word and stuff. And yeah, I got to, when I saw your dad, I immediately was like, oh yeah, beans for my dad. And he was like, huh? I was like, oh, sorry. EJ did it.
Hi, my name is EJ Massa. Today I'm gonna make beans. It's my dad's birthday and he loves beans. So I'm gonna make beans for my dad.
I mean, he's listened to a couple of our podcasts, and he did compliment us on our podcasting ability. But yeah, he hasn't gone through the whole catalog.
No, yeah, fair enough. Not even the best fan. I mean, maybe somebody out there has gone through the entire catalog. Are those all your presents?
I mean, that's everything that's worth mentioning. I would believe. But yeah, it was a good time. It feels good to be 40.
Yeah,
I feel the same, but. It was a good party. Like it's just fun to cook for people because my kids don't eat my ribs. So it's good to like make a bunch of ribs and have people actually eat them and enjoy them. So
yeah,
it was fun for me at least.
no, it was great. I loved it. Well worth the 2-hour drive, which you make all the time to come out here. All right. So I've got a few things I want to show you. Let's get this part over with.
Oh my God. You got the physical copy.
Of course I do. Of course I do, AJ.
Oh, didn't the audiobook just come out?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm probably not gonna listen to that.
No,
But,
I heard.
yeah, we were. There was. I don't think we have to go into it really, but there was like an in-depth post from the illustrator of this cover because there had been accusations about like, was this done with AI? And you know what? Now that I really look at it like in print, yeah, there's no way this is. Well, I don't know. See, part of the problem is, and so I believe her. I believe you. It's not AI. The reason that like it's hard to immediately believe one way or another is when you take on an art style that's kind of like 3D rendered like this. Like this sort of computer paint. Right? It's sort of like if you use ChatGPT a lot, it uses M dashes a lot. If you're a writer who uses M dashes a lot, even if you didn't use any GPT, you could get confused with using GPT. But she provided extensive legal documentation, documentation showing the entire journey of the Gnome Cave cover. And all it made me do is go, well, now I just want to know if I could do better with AI. or at least like get somewhere in the vicinity. So but my issue all along, so this comes in, Gloria sees it and she goes, why Gnome Cave?
That's what the question we've all been asking. Gloria.
And she was like, didn't you say it's about kids at like an amusement park? And I was like, yeah, it really doesn't have anything to do with gnomes. It's just, they go on a ride called the Gnome Cave. It's really pretty incidental. And she's like, okay. And then maybe like an hour goes by. She sees the cover again. And she goes,
why Gnome Cave though?
Yeah, she goes, if it's got nothing to do with gnomes, why does he have the gnomes doing scary stuff?
That's a great question.
She's so good, man.
From the mouth of babes.
From the mouth of babes. Let the children come to me. So I'm like, this book should have been called Pinewood Park. That's what it should have been called. And so I made a crude AI cover that I honestly think like, yeah, everybody would be able to tell it's AI, but I just think the branding and the artistry of it just makes more sense for the book, just as a marketing tool. So it's like a picture of a child with a bludgeoned sickle in shadow, in silhouette, and he's looking at this park that's way in the distance in fog, as if to be a memory. It says Pinewood Park, and the tagline I put in was, "How much do you remember?"
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's a little bit more intriguing. He's gonna go to this park and something's gonna happen in this park.
Yeah.
It's something to do with his childhood. Maybe this is about a child, maybe it's not. Builds a little bit of intrigue. So I think the branding was wrong on this, but I believe the young lady, the Zoomer that posted on Cinemassacre Truth that this is not AI.
Yeah.
Boy, was she a Zoomer. You should have seen some of that.
Yeah, she's like, I used my meat hands to make this, or meat sticks or whatever to make this.
All right, Eliza Schlesinger, settle down with the jokes that don't make me laugh.
You breaking up with me? Yes, your feet look like eagle claws. There, I said it. Caw.
Moving on, a couple of VHS tapes.
Bum, 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 bum.
I got this from Billy's Collectibles, who now, he's up the street. He's at the flea market. He now knows about the podcast because somebody must be a fan. They knew him. They linked him. And then he saw me and he was like, "Oh, that was so great. That really made my day." And so now we're friends.
That's awesome.
It was so funny because the last time I was at the flea market, there was some other guy who makes boutique novelty VHSs, and he showed me his Instagram. There's people out there doing cool stuff all the time. Flea market, hang around flea markets. You'll meet interesting people. Then at Savers. Remember I told you Savers has a pretty good selection for $2.50 a pop? I looked around. You might remember I'm kind of into Christmas movies on VHS. I just kind of go a different way with it. So I got Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which is a Christmas movie.
The sheriff and Miss Mona for years had been red-hot lovers and real good friends, but trouble snowballed like an avalanche at the chicken ranch.
This is Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. The tape is in great shape. And you know what song she sings in this famously? Other than, Texas got a whorehouse in it. Texas got a whorehouse in it. She sings... and I will always love you. Sings a Dolly Parton version is in this. What year was this, by the way? 1982. Back when she, I don't know. I mean, I assume some of her body was silicone at that time, but not as much. So that's fun. And then finally, don't you just love Liam Regan, the dude who came on here and talked about?
Oh, absolutely.
He's just the best. He sent me the new series of Blu-rays, just sight unseen. Sent me the whole thing without me having to shell out any money for it, which I happily would have done. So this is his first, you'll remember the last series he released was Toxic Avenger, Sergeant Kabuki Man, Cannibal. Those are heavy hitters, Trome Archive. Those are honestly, for a boutique label, those are big licenses, I would say. They're all Troma, but they're big licenses. So he went, I think these are all Troma as well. I'm not as familiar with them. But he licensed Cat Sick Blues. It's like a kind of half cat, half man with a huge cock coming out.
Oh yeah, that's what that is.
That's what that is.
4 young female backpackers were found last night, brutally murdered.
We have Off Ramp, which seems to be, I don't know, is this like a juggalo kind of thing?
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Never trust a painted face.
I only trust a painted face. Whoop, whoop.
It appears to be, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. But interesting. From Nathan Tape. So, yeah, I don't know either of these movies, really. And finally, Rock and Roll Frankenstein.
Talking about taking some of the greatest rockers the world has ever seen and putting their best parts together.
You want us to dig up Hendrix?
Oh, fucking out, piece, Jimmy man.
With kind of a fat Elvis on the back. And then, if you get yet different art. I just think his, the way he does the sleeve and the packaging and the whole 9 yards, these could be the dumbest movies ever. And the Blu-ray presentation is just so nice.
Yeah.
It always comes with little stickers. You get Off Ramp, yet another Refused Films sticker, Cat Sick. And I noticed he just announced like Class of Nukem High, Frankenhooker, so another Frankenstein one. So a lot of cool stuff. And he signed Abo the Hugh Monkey to one of my films to get this treatment. Yeah, it's going to get that.
Awesome.
Remember Disc Rot he talked about? So that's like a dream come true for me, man. I was trying to get like an official release outside of my own Blu-ray writer for a long time, and he's making it happen. So I'd love to have him back on and talk about like what's next from Refused Films. I'm probably I think just the fact that I have him on Blu-ray, I probably ought to watch him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I got the king.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 1 for the moolah, a 2 for the gig.
You stole Liberace schlong.